Well, good morning, everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather. Wanted to bring you a quick severe weather update for today. We are under a moderate risk for severe weather today. You can see severe weather already going on up to our north. We're expecting more of that to develop today. Basically, what's going to happen is this particular system that we've got moving right here, you can see it's formed a line of storms, had some lots of severe thunderstorm warnings, even a couple of tornado warnings with it as it's moved through the area up there. You can see pretty intense little squall line moving in to our north. This should continue to move off to really in this direction, and most of this should not affect us here, at least in southwest Indiana. I don't think that we'll get this. Where this will really affect would be sort of these areas up into here. Now, though, as this area does move out this way, what's going to happen is it'll kick an outflow band off here, and what we're expecting is more storm development in this zone up here in the wake of it. The rain-cooled air that gets pushed off, the blow off from these storms will move out here, and essentially that will spark off new storm development. That's the thinking that we've got going on right now. The storms that develop here this afternoon would end up moving down our way, and that is, of course, here in Indiana, southern Indiana, especially southwest Indiana, where we're looking at potentially the worst of this to happen today. Let me show you what the current risks are from the Storm Prediction Center and get you an idea. They have shrunk it a little bit. Moderate risk of severe weather now, really just for a small portion of Indiana. It had covered almost the entire state this morning. If I go back here, I can actually put that moderate risk on for you and zoom in on it a little bit so that you can see areas here really along the southwest Indiana and western Indiana border. This is where the worst of the severe weather is expected for us today. Now, probability-wise, we look at tornado probabilities, the highest tornado probabilities right there into that area where I circled where the new development would happen. 5% tornado probability for us. It's certainly not the lowest that it could be. The risk is certainly there, but it's not the strongest. Winds will be our strongest thing, and you notice the southwest portion of Indiana here in the hatch zone, which means that we are the potential there is for winds greater than 75 miles per hour. We could sometimes use the word derecho with this. Derecho is a fast-moving line of storms that is long-lived. It goes on for miles and miles, does widespread wind damage, and that is a possibility this afternoon. That is something that we're going to be keeping out for. Hail probabilities not quite as much. You can see the stronger hail probabilities are out here really to our north and west. By the way, that's where the initially will probably develop as supercellular type of storms. Those supercellular type of storms could produce the tornadoes and large hail and things. Eventually, it'll come into a cluster of storms and probably be a line or a cluster of storms as it moves through us. Wind damage probably being being the biggest risk there for us, but large hail and tornadoes certainly can't be ruled out. It's all there. Future radars, for what it's worth, not handling the situation well at all today. Not even going to bother to show them to you today because they can't even predict accurately what's going on to our north right now. There's no sense in even looking at them for later today. It's just going to have to take it one step at a time, see what develops, and use our sound meteorological understanding of the atmosphere to kind of figure out what's going on today. It's a tough one to predict, and models are not handling it well, folks, but it is what it is. Just keep it tuned right here to Southern Indiana Weather. Make sure you like Southern Indiana Weather on Facebook and follow us for frequent updates throughout the day. Beyond that, we also have flash flood watch now area-wide. Heavy rain could be expected with this, folks. Rivers and creeks, small streams especially, are already swollen from, especially down here in southeast Indiana from the heavy rain that we saw there yesterday. But really all of us, the ground is saturated and we don't need several more inches of rain, but it is possible that we could get that. So just keep it tuned right here to Southern Indiana Weather. I expect multiple flash flood warnings will probably come into play today, as well as severe thunderstorm or even tornado warnings, folks. Just keep it tuned right here and we'll keep you safe throughout the day. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. I'll have another update for you out later this afternoon. Stay safe.